Hey, welcome to Lee Slot Cars. Now, this is going to be a little bit different and might not be very interesting for people. But I'm doing it because I want to do it for myself. And if it resonates with anyone, then it's really good. It's really good. So it's not going to be an exciting, high-octane slot car video. This is about my journey, really, and what I've been through, how I've overcome it, and let's see where this takes me. So it takes me back to 2020, sort of April time. Yeah, April time, 2020, when COVID was absolutely just coming onto the scene. I do pick my timing, don't I? I started to feel genuinely unwell. I'm back. Sorry about that. That was my mother on the phone, bless her. Yeah, I started feeling generally unwell and started losing weight, and fatigue was off the scale, real fatigue. I got a photo somewhere of me falling asleep at my desk at work. And I was getting these like night sweats as well, so I wasn't feeling too great. I had to go to ear, nose and throat at hospital. I had an issue with my throat. I had a lump on my vocal cord, which was nothing sinister. It was just something that appeared and it was affecting my voice, and I needed to have it removed. And while I was there, the doctor picked up on a couple of lumps that I had on the side of my neck. I had one either side. And I'd never really taken much notice of them. I just thought they were just, as you get older, you get a few lumps and bumps here and there. I didn't really think anything of it. And he looked at them and he said, look, are you sort of losing weight, night sweats, fatigue? And obviously it was yes to all those questions. And he then mentioned the possibility of lymphoma, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a blood cancer. So he did a biopsy on the lump there and then and sent that off, and that was that. And that was a bit of I was shell-shocked really, because I'd gone in there expecting to have one of my ailments sorted out, and I ended up coming out with an extra one, and a life-changing one at that. So it's a bit shaken up, and time passed, and the biopsy results came back, and I got a phone call to go in, and long story short, they confirmed it was a rare blood cancer. So then they put together the treatment plan, which was 6 months of chemotherapy, and at the end of that, I was to have a stem cell transplant. So the chemotherapy was okay. Actually, in general, I dealt with it all right. There are a few bumps along the way, and a couple of stays in hospital, and sepsis a couple of times because you're really prone to infections. So, but apart from that, I was not too bad. The stem cell transplant, which I had in April 2021, knocked me for six. Absolutely knocked me for six. Mentally, I wasn't prepared for that because I thought I'd coped sort of okay with the chemo. So I think I was probably a little bit blasé about the stem cell transplant, but the chemo they give you before they deal with your cells is evil stuff. It's complete body. It strips everything out, and to the extent that I had to have all my childhood vaccines again, because it wipes your whole immune system down to absolute zero. So your immune system is that of a newborn baby, in effect. So very, very prone to infection. So I was in hospital for about 4 weeks. It was about a month I was in hospital with that, and came out, and The consultant said that you'd probably never be 100% of your former self. You know, he said the best you can expect is about 80%, which is fine because you're 80% and you're alive. So, you know, you got to take the positives wherever you can. And all throughout this process, I was positive, in my usual jokey manner. You know, I'd have a laugh and a joke with people and the staff at the hospitals who are all absolutely amazing. But I was quite ill when I came out after the stem cell transplant, and for 6 months after that, took me a long time to build up strength again. I'd lost so much weight. My wife was shocked to see me when she came to pick me up. Absolutely shocked. So what's the relevance to all this and to slot cars, actually? Mentally, it's tough. Physically, it's tough, but you can handle that because, you know, you can rest. You're on medication, so much medication, but you're on a lot of medication. So physically, you can deal with that. Mentally, it's tough because a lot of the time when you're at home, you are at home on your own with your own thoughts because wife's at work, you know, the kids are doing what the kids do. Well, one of them's left home and the other one was doing her A-levels at the time. Excuse me. So you have a lot of time to think about stuff and you know, you think about your own mortality and what's important in life and things like that. And for me, that's when I've always enjoyed tinkering around in the garage and building my layouts and racing the cars around. It was always my escape, but that was so much more important to me during my sort of recovery period because I'd go in the garage, I'd put some music on, I'd put the radio on, and I'd completely immerse myself into absolutely everything I'm doing. And it was a massive help to me mentally. And you get time to think, you know, you think things through, and it's having that distraction, you know, and it can be anything, you know, your distraction can be going for a walk, you know, or Pete, having a dog, you know, and whatever works for you. But mine was spending time out there, flexing my creative juices. And when I wasn't in there, I was sitting in here thinking of what I could do and, you know, how I can make it better. What materials do I need? What can I use things for that I've got left lying around the house, you know, because I used to love doing all that. You know, you find something and you think, well, brilliant, I can use this for the lighting on the track or something, you know. And so it occupied a lot of my mind. So rather than having an empty mind where all these thoughts can run around and run wild, my mind was occupied with something else. And that's when I became a casual stock car fan to an absolute fanatic. And it's a big part of my life now, you know. And when we move, my wife, bless her, she takes a mick, you know, and she'll say, oh, you're out there playing with your little cars. But she acknowledges how important it is. And as soon as we mentioned moving, she said the first thing we need to do is get your space out there, you know, because she recognises that. And it's so true. We all need that. I'm not very good at talking to people about, well, I suppose it's a bloke thing, isn't it? I'm not great at talking about my inner feelings. The only really people I spoke to was Macmillan a couple of times on their helpline because they're wonderful, absolutely amazing organisation. So yeah, I spent a lot of time out there, but then I got an infection and it's been ongoing for probably about a year and it's a lot better now, but that sort of dropped me down the recovery road again. So you when I talk about the highs and lows that you get, you know, that dropped me right down again. And that's when I completely stepped back from doing work on the track because I'd completely lost my mojo and wasn't in a great place mentally. And then I went out there for some reason, for whatever reason, I went in there and started tinkering around again. And then suddenly I was back. And I did a video when I'm back, because it was almost like a door had opened and let me back in. And it's been that way since. And it helps. Massively, massively helps. And when I get comments that I've received and support from people, you know, that I don't know, I've never met, and the wonderful and I can't underplay the wonderful gestures, you know, and care that I've received from the community, the slot car community. It's a great place to be, and I feel privileged to be part of that great community. I'm not sure if I'm going to publish this, because I don't really know if it's relevant to the channel. Don't know. But I'll save it and I'll have a think about it. I'm going to go for a walk now, because the sun's out and I'm getting tired. You might see that in my eyes, quite tired. So I might have a little nap. And then we'll go and face the world again. I'm sorry if I'm bored you. I really am. I haven't thrown in any jokes or anything, have I? It's totally out of character. But yeah, thanks for watching. Sincerely. Take care, my friends. I'll be back soon. Bye now.
Whoa, where do you think you're going? I haven't finished yet. Stem cells. Now, these little beauties are what helps to save people's lives. Now, I was lucky because I was able to use my own stem cells, but a lot of people aren't. Excuse me. And they rely on donors. Within the community, how many thousands are there? There's loads. One person donating stem cells can save someone's life. It's so easy to do. Register with Anthony Nolan. Please look them up. Anthony Nolan. Search it on Google. You can find them, track them down. They'll send you a kit. You do a little swab, post it off, and that's all you need to do. They'll take your DNA, and if there's a match for someone that needs life-saving stem cells, they'll get in touch. And the process couldn't be easier. Put a line in one arm, take your blood out. It goes through a centrifuge or something. Not medically trained, so don't quote me on that. And then they pump your blood back in. But what they extract is those life-saving cells. You can do that. You can save someone's life. And you know what? They'll even make you a cup of tea while you're there, and you might even get a sandwich. And it's a day out. Okay, not a brilliant day out, but it's a day out. So please, for me, check out Anthony Nolan and donate some cells, and you can save a life today. God, I should do TV commercials. Thanks for watching. Love you guys.